2013 and last meeting of the year for the Falmouth Conservation Commission. Minutes, and I don't think we've seen the ones of the 15th or the 19th.
No, I still have to write them up and give them to Mel, but put together for you guys.
But we'll see them right at the first of the year, right?
Yeah, we'll see them by the first.
And December 11th?
I read the, Madam Chairman, I've read the minutes of December 11th, and I find them substantially correct.
I have one minor correction on
Okay.
that. On page 3, my discussion of the revetment with Stan Humphreys. He said the revetment is owned by the 4 landowners. It is deeper than it should be. I think he said steeper.
I think that's correct.
Steeper,
Sorry, Susan. Minor.
okay? Steeper. Okay, we have a motion. Could I hear a second? All right, a motion and a second on the table. Anybody else have any comments? All in favor of the motion on the table, which is to accept the minutes of December 11th, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Unanimous, so moved. Request for continuance under hearings under a notice of intent. William and Karen Monroe, 26, and Lot 179 Ferry Road, East Falmouth, for permission to install a vinyl sheet piling behind the existing revetment at 26 Ferry Road, extending southwest to the existing bulkhead on Lot 179, and add boulders on the top of the coastal bank on Ferry Road. Jen?
Yes, Madam Chairman, the applicant is requesting a continuance until January 15th.
January 15th.
Yes.
So move. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the table. Are there any questions? Are there any questions from the audience? Okay, there's a motion and a second on the table to continue this Monroe hearing on Ferry Road to January 15th. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Unanimous, so moved. Stephen Van Toll, 53 Toby Lane, East Falmouth, for permission to remove and replace the existing pier, ramp and float with a fixed pier within the same footprint. Jen?
Yes, Madam Chairman, the applicant's representative is requesting a continuance until January 8th.
January 8th?
So move.
I forgot to print out the emails asking for the
Well, he said yes. So moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? Any questions from the audience? Okay, motion on the table is a continuance for Stephen Van Toll, 53 Toby Lane, to January 8th. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Unanimous, so moved. Town of Falmouth Beach Committee, care of Don Hoffer, Minot Beach, for permission to remove all hidden rocks, asphalt pilings, wooden structures, and the associated clearing, excavating, grading, and landscaping.
Yes, Madam Chairman, the town still doesn't have a DEP number. The person that issues the DEP number goes out of the office for a couple of weeks, so I think this just got backlog, so it is no fault of
Don's,
committee.
right.
So they are asking for another continuance, rather than be before you without that letter, till January 8th.
Okay, because otherwise we'd have to continue it
I
anyway.
know someone's going to ask why they had like 3 continuances.
So
Right.
move.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the table. Did you get that, Susan? Any questions on the board? Any further questions? Any questions from the audience? Okay, hearing none, motion on the table for Town of Falmouth for removing stuff at Minot Beach. Continuation to January 8th. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Unanimous, so moved. Request for determination of applicability. GETM Realty Trust, care of Thomas Garrity, 7 Avenue A, East Falmouth, for permission to add a second-floor master bedroom over existing garage, construct a breezeway mudroom between the house and garage.
Yes,
Jen.
Madam Chairman, the staff has reviewed the project. We're recommending a -2 under the state of the bylaw with the resource area boundaries not confirmed.
So move.
Second?
Any questions? Any questions from the audience? Are you,
I'm Tom Garrity, Avenue A. I'm not clear on what.
okay, then that's, I was just going to say, because I thought, you're for the second RDA?
Yes.
Okay. For those of you not familiar with RDAs, if we make a negative determination, that means you can go ahead with what you've discussed with staff.
All right. Can I just make one clarification? It says to construct a breezeway and mudroom. That space is already there. It's a renovation of existing space.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, did you get that, Susan? Okay, normally we would have, next time you come in, we'll have you come up there. That's okay.
Don't be sorry.
That's okay, I just,
Thank you.
yeah. Okay, we have a motion and a second on the table to accept staff's recommendation of a negative determination. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Why are you taking mine away? Did I ask if anybody's opposed? Unanimous, so moved. RK Realty Trust, care of Richard and Nancy DiPietro?
Yes.
8 Riverway Road, North Falmouth, for after-the-fact permission to repair and replace existing farmer's porch
Reside.
reside residence, replace windows, repair and replace roof, side deck and stairs, no expansion of footprint.
Yes, Madam Chairman, staff has gone down and reviewed the project. The project is essentially only inland, subject to coastal storm flowage. You're all familiar with that area down there. This work was done a year and a half ago. And it's just we're following up because the building department's involved, so.
Okay,
And we are recommending negative 2 under the state and the bylaw with the resource area boundary is not confirmed.
So
Okay.
moved.
Second?
any questions on the board? Any further questions or comments from the audience? Okay, I got your name wrong? What is it?
Carrie.
Oh, Carrie, sorry.
That's okay. Oh, I put Karen.
Nancy.
Okay, there's a motion and a second on the table to accept staff's recommendation for Richard and Carrie DiPietro at 8 Riverway Road. Staff's recommendation of a negative determination. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Unanimous, so moved. Okay, request for hearings under a notice of intent. All hearings of the Falmouth Conservation Commission are heard simultaneously under the authority of the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act and the Falmouth Wetlands Bylaw. Although a single decision is issued, it represents a separate decision under each authority. William and Karen Monroe, 26 in Lot 179 Ferry Road, East Falmouth. That's been continued to January 15th. Continued requests for hearings under a notice of intent. Stephen Van Toll, 53 Toby Avenue, East Falmouth. That's been continued to January 8th. This could be a record. Roberta Hutchinson, 77 Gifford Street, Falmouth, for permission to remove fill and debris within bordering vegetated wetland, remove invasive species, and restore a portion of the disturbed area with native plantings with all associated clearing and grading. Jen?
Yes, Madam Chairman. I'll save any of my comments until after the presentation.
Mike, good evening.
Good evening, Madam Chairman, members of the commission. My name is Michael Borselli from Falmouth Engineering, and I represent the applicant. This is a continued hearing. We made our presentation at the original hearing, and there was some comments from staff and the commission. It was basically, it was determined by Conservation Commission staff that there was, in fact, vernal pool habitat also adjacent to the property. Because of that, it was thought that it would be beneficial to enhance the buffer with an additional 20 feet of mitigation planting from what was originally proposed. And I had asked you if, because of the significant expense associated with the planting, if we could increase the spacing from 3 feet on center to 5 feet on center. But we continued the hearing so I could add the references to the vernal pool boundaries and the vernal pool habitat, add the additional mitigation planting, and just change some of the notations to reflect the spacing and the type of plant material that we were proposing to use. Jen and I went over it, and she made some recommendations on the type plant material to be used. So I think we made the changes that the staff and the commission requested. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Jen?
Mike, why did you depict it on 2 separate plans?
Well, I decided to depict it on two plans because it was getting complicated on one plan. The first plan basically points out the work that we want to do for removal of the invasives and removal of the debris, and it was crosshatched. And then the second page shows what we specifically want to plant in crosshatching, so it was hard to show both on one page.
Any questions? I have a question. Well, actually, I'll get back to you in a second. You still have the 50-foot and 100-foot? Shouldn't there just be a 100-foot buffer to the vernal pool?
You're gonna have a vernal pool buffer, and you're gonna have a buffer to
BBW,
bordering
to
vegetation.
BBW? Okay, okay.
So,
And the only other thing, Mike, just that will probably condition that there be some kind of a delineation so that that buffer doesn't, I didn't think you put a fence. Did you put a fence?
I didn't. I
We
did.
discussed that.
We
but-
did.
And I sort of looked, but I didn't.
Yeah, I did not show that. You're talking about one of those real low-profile rail fences.
Yeah, a low-profile rail fence or some granite posts but something that indicates,
Mm-hmm. It establishes that boundary.
establishes the boundary. Yep. Court.
I'll move to close the hearing and take it under advisement, and with a proviso that he submits submits a revised plan within a week that shows the...
Well, I think we can condition that.
Yeah, or we can condition it,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, I'll move to close it. That doesn't mean we don't have more discussion, but I'm just going to put that motion on the
Yep.
table.
I have a question.
Lori?
Did you plan to plant where the debris is being removed to keep the invasives from coming back?
Yes, yes. In fact, we're showing this whole area cross-section green to be replanted with a certain, this area we're proposing to plant with,
it's on the top, Mike. Arrowwood, wild raisin, shad bush, and then the orange, you have sweet pepper bush, arrowwood, and the blueberry.
right.
And then the blue, closer to the wetland, you have the swamp azalea and the bush.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, could I have a second for Courtney's motion?
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion, a second to close this hearing and take it under advisement. Any further questions on the board? Any questions from the audience?
Mike, I'm just gonna make a finding that there's as they said, the vernal pool boundary is 100 feet, so I'm just gonna make a finding for you on that one. Because I didn't see it unless you can point it out to me.
It's shown.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, it's shown on the,
Yeah,
both,
got it.
on
Okay.
both of them.
All right, great, thank you.
I saw that, I couldn't see the fence, though. Okay, we have a motion and second on the table to close this hearing and take it under advisement. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Unanimous, so moved. Thanks, Mike.
Before I leave, I wanted to,
Cole?
Merry Christmas.
Sweet, but it
Is this
won't
gonna
get
be
you.
coal? Is this gonna be coal?
All that nice.
Thanks, Mike.
Do you have a lump of coal for
I knew
Courtney?
I didn't
Oh, all right.
I got a candy cane.
It was one naughty.
One naughty.
Happy holidays, Mike.
Thanks. Merry Christmas, Mike.
Mike, it's very sweet, but it won't get you anything.
That's why I waited until after.
It's like more than a candy cane.
He's hoping for another attaboy next year.
Yeah.
You have to work hard for it, though, Mike.
One.
Okay, Cheryl Devine and Philip Podmore, 46 Rivers End Road, Falmouth, for permission to enclose the existing deck, construct a 3-foot by 4-foot landing, install a dry well and mitigation plantings.
Yes,
Jen,
Madam Chairman.
Tom did everything we asked him to
Tom did
do.
exactly everything you asked. He did submit the revised plan. He did drop other revised plans off, so you may have them in your packet.
Yep,
Melanie asked me the other day, they were not able to attend tonight's hearing. They moved that limited work back to give the contractors a little bit more room to work, like this is what I wanted.
Yep.
So they pretty much have done
they,
everything.
they're gonna transplant
And they're gonna
everything within 10
transplant
feet of the house.
absolutely.
They're gonna put a tree in,
They are.
all those things.
I move to close the hearing and take it under advisement.
Second?
Any further questions? Any questions?
I did.
Any questions from the audience?
Yeah.
Okay, motion on the table is to close this hearing and take it under advisement. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Unanimous, so moved. Town of Falmouth Beach Committee, care of Don Hoffer, Minot Beach, for permission to remove all hidden rocks, asphalt pilings, wooden structures, and associated clearing, excavating, grading, and landscaping. That's continued to January 8th. And that's the end of our hearings for 2013. Vote orders of conditions, 43 Church Street.
Yes, Madam Chairman, that was the repair of the concrete and stone pier. Mr. Graff did send a letter for the file on the methodology of making sure that the
Cement doesn't fall into the water.
yeah, that the stones are in place and that they're secured before they put the flowable fill in so that it doesn't, for lack of a better term, ooze out into Little Harbor.
Flow into Little Harbor.
Flow into Little Harbor. Beach nourishment for the cubic yardage that was specified. It was
100 cubic yards.
Wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot.
No more than 100, I think he said. But
I think Mike said anything less than.
100 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, no more than 100.
100
Yeah.
yards.
Didn't know how
The
much it
only
would be.
note that I have for special conditions is the methodology for grouting and pointing the concrete pier, on observation when the installation of the flowable fill is done, and 100 yards for the beach nourishment.
Yeah, and Courtney's right. And Mike is right. That's a high-energy beach. That sand isn't going to last there very long.
Yeah.
But be that as it may,
They would like it.
they could turn into a cobble beach.
Yep.
Okay?
So I'll move we accept the order as presented and discussed.
Jen, did this need natural heritage review? No? I thought it did, but I might be mistaken.
I thought he had it.
We had it.
Oh, we've got it. Oh,
Yeah, we should have it.
One second. Susan's saying she knows it did, so. I can get on the minutes.
Did we say it? Did he say
I
it?
remember discussing it.
It's not. No.
I think he said he had it, though.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
oh,
No, we have a letter from DMF. Remember, they wanted us to remove the entire structure,
Yeah, that's right.
but it is not
We're not gonna go
natural
that way.
heritage.
so
not.
it's not within priority habitat?
probably just offshore there.
Must be just offshore. It's
Just
pretty
offshore it
close.
is, right.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Turns probably, wouldn't you think?
Yeah,
just offshore there?
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay, we have a motion.
Not now.
We're going to second
And a
Courtney's
second?
motion.
Okay, we have a motion, a second on the table to, well, we already closed this hearing, to accept this order as discussed. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Unanimous, so moved. Seacoast Shores Association Beach, Seacoast Shores Association, Inc. Jen?
Yes, Madam Chairman, this is out on Seacoast Shores, nourishment of their beach. One of the special conditions is they did want to come back after 3 years for another
500.
500. They wanted total, they requested a total of 500, and they would like to come back after 3 years for an additional 500. The board said that that would require baseline survey and annual surveys, beach profiles.
And volume,
Of
and
that
volume
area,
calculation.
volume calcs of that area, so that we know where that sand's going.
Okay,
So that'll be conditioned. This does have a time of year restriction on it.
okay, I have a question. Is this one we should consider doing for 5 years? And then if they did come back in 3 years with that information? Because then we would be following it for another 2 years.
I can give them an extension.
Okay,
I would do that.
all right.
So go for the 3 years. No, I think an extension's the way to go.
Okay, and that they would come back and say, can we have this, and
Yeah, and that's
this
fine.
is what's happened. Okay,
Madam Chairman, did
Yep.
they ever divulge where the sand is coming from that they're going to be using? Is it
They said it's
dredge
upland.
it would be
material?
an upland, no, it
Oh,
won't
it's
be
gonna be an
dredged, it would be
Source, and
upland,
they
but
did
it would be,
submit-
they did submit
They did submit their grain size.
grain
analysis.
size, and it will be a compatible grain
It'll
size.
be compatible, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
they submitted one copy, the grain size analysis, they did it electronically, I had Melanie copy it, put it in the file, I can send it to all of you if you're interested in the grain size analysis for this area. It's in the file, if you want, Mario, I'll send it to you.
Sometimes it's hard when it comes from a land-based
Absolutely.
to match grain size with beach sand. So that was my only
We
concern.
can ask them if you would like, we can condition that they tell us what the upland source is.
Might not be a bad idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think they can get upland sources where they've sifted it, though, and they can give you the right grain size.
Yeah, that's true,
But-
yeah, but I mean, you know,
And it's probably relatively coarse, given the,
yeah,
given the flow through there,
right.
which is, I mean, I would suggest you bump it up a little bit more rather than less, to give a chance that it might stay a little bit longer,
Right.
so.
Okay.
Anything else? Did you guys have a motion in a second? We have a motion in a second? Not yet?
I'll move that we accept the order as discussed and presented.
Second.
Okay, now we have a motion and a second. Motion and a second to accept Seacoast Shores Association Beach order as discussed. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Unanimous, so moved. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2014.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? No Grinches?
That's
Unanimous,
record.
so moved.
Was that a record?
I don't think it's a record. I think we had one that was,
15.
We want
Yeah.
to order-
This must be a record. This has got to be a record.
Thank you.
so we